Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I want to do a video for you guys explaining a very important concept, and what that is if there is some type of major SHTF event, there is a massive grid failure, and the systems that we've grown accustomed to shut down. There's going to be some really severe problems. And it's not just going to be a loss of electricity and a loss of heat. It is also going to be wastewater disposal and sewage. There is going to be severe problems when it comes to municipal sewage supplies. Now, I consider myself living in a country, but I actually live in a small town. And I have a kind of a hybrid system. I have a municipal sanitary line. So our waste from the toilet and our waste from the showers and the hand sinks, that kind of stuff, goes into the sanitary line. And there's another line that's separate of that actually takes care of the wash machine and the kitchen sink. So the wash machine and the kitchen sink line is, for us, is a lot more redundant, and I don't really have to worry about that as much as I do about the sanitary line. The sanitary line is run by modern systems. So in a long-term SHTF event, there's a chance that sewage could back up into your house. So there are different things that can be done to prevent that, and that's what I'm going to show you guys here. And I've never seen a really comprehensive video on this topic, and this topic is kind of really important for people that have municipal sewage, people that live in suburbs, live in urban areas, that kind of stuff. And I can only show you my system. I mean, the solutions that I've worked out for my system here works for me, but it might not work for everybody, because there's different ways that this works out. And another thing, even if you have a septic tank and you live out in the country, you have a septic in a drain field, there are still chances and there's still times when there can be flooding, there can be a lot of rain, that kind of stuff, where septics can fail and wastewater can back up into people's homes, even the ones that have septics. Septics have known to can fail as well, and some of these techniques could maybe be used for that as well, as far as like plugging the toilet. So right now I am going to go in and I'm going to show you guys my plumbing and some of the stuff that I do to circumvent these kind of problems. And then I'm going to come back to you guys and I am going to show you some of the devices up close that I use. Anyway, you guys stick around. This here is a 1-inch sink drain, and this is a 1-inch expansion plug, and what it looks like before it is installed. And here is another expansion plug. This one right here is a 1.5-inch expansion plug. These come in various sizes for different size pipes and drains. This is what a 1-inch expansion plug looks like properly installed in a 1-inch sink drain. This is how you hook up a hand pump to the test ball in an emergency to close off the sewer into your house. And you want to use a hand pump or foot pump for this, because you don't need very much air pressure in the ball to make an emergency seal to keep the sewer from backing up into your house. This is what a properly installed and inflated test ball looks like in a toilet. This is to keep anything backing up from the sewer sanitary line into your toilet and your house. You can see here with the ball inflated, and you can see the safety chain. I'm going to just give a little tug on this here, and you can see that that is holding tight. It is not a permanent solution for this, but it is a temporary one to keep anything nasty from backing up into your house. And then, of course, you just leave the safety chain hang over the side of the bowl there for when the time comes to remove it. All right, this is another sewer pipe, a sanitary pipe that is for both the toilet and the shower and the sink upstairs. Now, if there was some type of incident where I was afraid that sewage was going to back up in these pipes, you can see here, this pipe is actually cut, and it is connected with a rubber boot, but this boot can be disconnected and can be taken off here, exposing the bottom of this sewer pipe. This is the one that I would want to block off. So once this is taken off, I could use something like this, which is a 3-inch pipe plug. All I would do is put this in the pipe and I would tighten it down if it's the correct size. These come in multiple different sizes. This right here is a 4-inch one. The other one's a 3-inch one. There's 2, there's 1.5. These are just basically larger versions of the expansion plugs that I showed you with the sink, and it is another way where you can block off your sewer if there is some type of emergency, so that doesn't back up into your home. All right, guys, that is sort of the basics of the stuff that I could do inside the house if there was some type of emergency situation and I had to isolate my home from our municipal septic system. And now I want to show you some of the things and talk about some of the situations on that. Now, these waste balls, however you want to put them, these are like test plugs, and these test plugs are pretty readily available. You can get these, and these are basically just really heavy-duty balloons that you put air into it, and they actually plug stuff up, and that keeps water from coming in. And you can install these into a toilet, and you can also install those into flanges and stuff, and I am going to show you that right now. Now, if you put one of these in a toilet, that's sort of a temporary solution. If it becomes a longer-term situation, you want to actually pull the toilet stool and install this directly into the toilet flange. And this is a toilet flange that I have here. And this is a 3-inch sewer pipe. And we'll just give it a little push in there so you got a little bit of an idea. This is what the toilet attaches to with bolts through here. And if it was a long-term event, I would actually pull the toilet stools. I would put those in storage, and I would stick one of the inflation balls, test balls, into that septic line, and I would pump that up to seal this off. And then this is a lot more robust system than trying to leave the toilet plugged, because that wax ring can actually be blown out if there is some type of instance when sewage is backfed into your home because of back pressure, because people are still using their toilets and showers and stuff when there is no more municipal sewage system. That stuff is going to fill the pipes up and then back into people's homes. And I'm going to show you a way how to circumvent that as well and take care of that problem. Because once you have everything plugged into your house, you've solved one problem, but you've created another. And then the other thing is these plugs. This plug right here looks like this, and as I showed you in the video in the house there, I can take one of these plugs, and if I have a cut in my line, I can install one of these plugs directly into the pipe, and I can plug that off. And if you have pipes that aren't cut, all you need is one of these boots so you can cut the pipe. And then depending on the size of the pipe, you know, this is an 1.5-inch expansion plug. This could go into 1.5 inches. This is 3-inch. There's 2-inch ones, whatever. And that's how you would take care of that issue. So that basically explains the pipe plugs, and that explains these test balls, these inflation balls to plug up the systems. Now, the other thing here is all right, what if it was a long-term situation? It went on 6 months. I had to dig an outhouse in the backyard. I went ahead and I pulled the toilet stools, plugged everything off, made sure that my home was free of any type of sewage backup. Now I have to reinstall my toilets because systems are coming back online, and then that's why I keep stuff like a couple wax rings to reinstall those toilets, and I also keep stuff like toilet bolts here. And this is stuff that's good to keep anyway, just in case there is some problem with the toilet and you have to fix it on a weekend when there isn't a plumber available. So that basically explains kind of my stuff here. And then the other thing, these balls, these test balls right here, need to be pumped up with some type of foot or hand pump, because you don't want to hook these up to your air compressor, because you don't want these things to burst. You're not only going to lose this, it's also dangerous. So, of course, you don't want to do that. Now, like I said, if we have everything sealed up in our house, what can happen is sewage can back up at the line. Sewage lines, sewage pipes, traps underneath sinks, those kind of things are not designed to take any type of pressure. So if sewage backs up because you have all the drains plugged, you know, you can have blowouts in like traps, you can have blowouts in toilets, because a toilet has a horn on the bottom, and that horn sits down in the flange. And then what happens there is the wax ring that I just showed you here, these guys here, they seal around that horn onto this flange here, and that's all there is. And that's basically to seal the gas and stuff into this. But if there's back pressure comes up here, all that is basically beeswax. So that can blow out, and then you would have sewage coming out from underneath your toilet stool. And, you know, now it's an SHTF situation. You don't have any electricity, you don't have any water, you don't have any sewage, you don't have any septic or anything like that. Now you have sewage pumping into your home. So you can see where that is just a terrible situation. But there's a way, if you have a clean out, and you have access to a clean out on your sewage pipe, that you can actually circumvent that, and you can do an offload to offload any type of back pressure sewage into your home. You can actually make a little contraption to take care of that. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. And when we're done with that, I'm going to come back and give you guys a little bit of a wrap up. All right, guys, we have addressed the problem of sewage backing up into the house by plugging the toilets, plugging the plumbing up. Now we are going to address the potential for sewage backing up into the plumbing and rupturing the pipes or blowing the wax seal out from underneath the toilet, because sewage lines are not designed to take any type of pressure, and if there is sewage backing up in your house, you're going to have pressure. So now we have to find a way to offload that pressure, and that's what we're going to do right here. This is a clean out, and what a clean out is it's a direct pipe into your sewage line that they can run a snake into to take out any clogs. And these are outside of the home, so you don't have to take a snake or anything into the home to clean out some type of sewage. So we're going to unscrew this, and we're going to make sure that there's no sand or anything that can get into these threads. So we're going to clean that out. And then this also has another benefit is you can use this to gauge to see if there actually is sewage building up pressure in your line. You can open this, and if this pipe starts to look full, you have some type of sewage backflowing into your system, potentially into your house. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an offload on this right here. So now when we have our clean out taken out, we're going to take a attachment like this, that's threaded. It's going to thread into our clean out. And this is just going to be hand tight. There's no need to glue anything for something like this, because we're actually offloading the pressure, so this shouldn't build up any pressure. Now we're going to take an elbow that looks like this. We're going to install that like so. And then we are going to take a piece of 3-inch pipe, put it into this elbow like so. Now we have the start of our offload. Now there's different ways that we can put a hose on this to take this offloaded sewage away from our home, away from our dwelling. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a series of reducers and different sections of pipe. This is 2-inch here, but you could use 2-inch, and then you could go down to 1.5 inches, and then you could use like a 50-foot coil of hose similar to what you would use for a sub pump, and you could clamp that on here, and then you could take that hose, 50-foot hose, 75, 100-foot hose, and you could take that 50, 75 feet away from your dwelling to keep that sewage away from your dwelling if there is some type of SHTF event where that sewage is going to backfill into your home. And then this is the way that we take care of any type of back pressure, so we don't rupture our sewer lines inside the house and then turn an SHTF event so bad into a situation where we can't occupy our dwelling because it's full of sewage. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this here. That is how you basically do that with this system here. All right, guys, I hope I explained that good enough so you guys know how to make a offload for a sewage system, so you don't have any type of ruptures or burst pipes or anything like that. If there is a situation when the grid goes down, SHTF happens, and you have sewage that backs up into your home because you have either municipal or village water and sewer. And that's why I wanted to do this video. It's a really important topic, and I've seen different videos that kind of touch base on different points, but not kind of everything all together. And I wanted to put everything all together in one as concise a video, and hopefully I explained it good enough where you guys can understand what I'm getting at here. And not only that, I have a box of furnace parts, I have a box of electrical parts, I have spare parts for things like chainsaws and generators and air pumps and that kind of stuff to keep my systems going here. I also have a box of plumbing stuff to take care of situations like this. It can take me a half an hour to build a emergency outhouse in the backyard, but some of these other problems require certain tools, certain preps to have in place. So you have that stuff here so you can go ahead and you can take care of those situations if they take place. But wanted to do this video, show everybody kind of how that stuff works on my own situation here. Everybody's situation is going to be different. I doubt there's going to be somebody that's going to have the exact same situation as me. However, there's bits and pieces of this that I think are practical for everybody, and that's why I wanted to share them. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys get some information, some entertainment out of this video, and you guys have a good one.